Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Legends of Arcadia Genesis. Our party has slain the snake, looted its lair, abducted its children, and is off to find a necromancer led by the werewolf. Is that about right?
Adopted.
I think there's some overlap. If we've got adopted and kidnapped in their Venn diagram, you guys are in that little bit of overlap.
Usurped? Is that
That's a good one too. Yeah, I'll take that.
Orphaned.
Orphaned
Orphaned and then adopted. There's no kidnapping involved because kidnapping implies parents from which to.
Yeah, adopted. Yeah.
All right, orphaned and then adopted. Okay.
Rescued from orphanage.
That's why I like usurped, you know?
All right. Nose to the ground. I sniff it out.
All right, you head back along your path, pick up the Necromancer Trail, and continue north, spending another day traveling. I look for my pens and mark off our calendars. While we are traveling, let's check in with the party on a couple of things real quick. Let's start with our beloved professor. How was life without Marianne? These memes are older than you, apparently. Wow, that was bad.
It might also just be I know absolutely nothing about any kind of pop culture whatsoever. So
you've never watched Gilligan's Island? No,
I think I might just be out of the loop.
I'm just gonna go on a limb here. You want to stick to anime references if you want to get Sean on board, probably.
One of the there's like 5 anime that you will get me with, and good luck.
Okay. All right. How is this snake finding in line with your studies? Is this useful to you?
I guess like it might be something that's worth putting in the notes, but like there was a big snake is not actually that I don't know. There's a general lack of like excitement about that. Like the werewolf thing was interesting, right? Like not just because there were werewolves, like there being werewolves is boring, but like turning your friend into a werewolf through an elaborate ceremony that probably didn't exist or was recorded before is pretty interesting. And that's probably something that he can use to further his research. The snake is probably like not that useful. He was a little more excited when he thought it was made out of silver because he was gonna silver tip his quarterstaff again using its scales, but
yeah.
It's steel, boring, useless.
All right, just a big dumb monster. Okay,
I am happy about getting Githuk, Gifka. What was it?
Gifka. It's in chat in Roll 20.
I got my sword stick. That's what's important.
Oh, it's so sassy.
Excellent. Abaddon, you got in a little bit of trouble with this thing.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But it's okay. Malchus saved my life with aid. That would have killed me otherwise. But you know, it's all good fun, isn't it? We're just having a laugh out here, doing whatever feels right. Abaddon's pretty pleased with things. Hoping to get more healing spells off Isuel in the future now that he's not been...
Can I heal him back up next day?
And pretty happy to hear Kale just refer to me as his friend. So that's pretty nice.
Martha hates you. And then my other healing spell for the day, this day. There you go.
What's that? Ooh, so 11
back to
more.
full?
No, but it's pretty close. No, yes, I am actually. Back to full. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased to hear Kale. I saw his notebook and he wrote, 10 friend into a werewolf today. Very exciting, and I felt, oh, that's nice. I'm his friend.
I think if you actually like peek into his notebook, you'll see yourself referred to as subject.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'll take it back then.
Let's hop over to Kale. Not Kale. We just did Kale. Nyx.
Yeah, the other wizard.
The other one. You've managed to rip apart Mary, read her intestines, and then significantly freeze and slow the snake in combat. Are you satisfied with your performance?
Yeah, I think Nyx is pretty happy with this one. She hasn't tried to regulate temperature before to change an illusion. You know, she's trying to find new ways to use illusions in combat when that are a more generic way that she can rely on because you can't always make a giant ogre box. You know, that's not always a thing. She was also pretty pleased that she managed to do a combo with Raekwon. You know, it wasn't the most impressive one, but you know, combining the pushing apart of the fangs with a dagger throw, that seemed pretty valuable. And even though nobody commented on it, she feels like she did a good job in that combat. You know, she predicted correctly that it would be a dangerous thing. You know, and then we killed it. So,
yeah, it worked out well. Nice. Izul, Rider of Death with the lance that did half the snake's damage. Are you feeling more like the Angel of Death now? You back to your true form?
I think so. Still missing the wings. Still can't seem to keep this flaming sword in my possession. But hey, my horse died, so that's pretty Angel of Deathy, right?
It's pretty cool. Are you looking forward to getting an undead horse to ride?
How did you know what my plans were once I hit level 5?
You know, you and I are on that same wavelength. Yeah.
Do zombie horses have reduced movement speed?
I was trying to look. Yes.
But
skeletal horses are probably pretty slow as well. I don't think I will be able to charge. I think I will just sort of like click,
amble.
Amble my way into combat.
You might be able to get like an undead horse through like some sort of deal.
Yeah,
The proper undead horse.
So far, I've just been doing spells as written. I guess I made that smite spell, but
if only you had befriended a necromancer who could have given you a nightmare.
Yeah, what a shame, huh?
Maybe we'll bring him back from the dead.
And last but not least, we have Ray. Surely there must be some sort of tale that you will tell of this great snake battle. What is the story of the snake battle when it will become known to the people?
Oh, well, the story of the snake battle, of course, is that the great angel of death descended upon it with fiery anger and smote it into the ground, whereupon it was torn apart by his great beasts, the Witch of the Wilds and the companion werewolf, as they ripped it apart and became fabulously wealthy. It'll be a hit, I'm certain of it.
So it's going to become the story of Izul then. The other people kind of get a little bit written out.
Oh, well, there's 2 faithful companions that the Angel of Death brings along, of course.
Listen, sidekicks are important, okay?
Yes.
Wait, there's only 2 faithful companions?
Of course, his faithful werewolf.
Who's
hound.
lacking in faith?
Oh, well, the professor and I largely didn't do anything. The professor and I stood in the back and enjoyed the show.
Nice. Excellent. Well, back to the game. You have picked up the trail of the necromancer, and it has brought you to a river. Spanning the river is a narrow bridge made of bone. It must have taken, 800 bones, 1,000 bones, 10,000 bones, who knows? But they're like animal bones, human bones. They've been placed together and somehow fused together, and you just have a single span bridge crossing the river.
How many days later is this?
This is a day and a half after the snake battle.
So 2 nights or 1 night?
1 night and then most of the day.
Okay, so my healing spells are spent.
Yes.
I won't think much of it, and I will just cross the bridge as the trail leads across it.
Cool.
I don't have any divinations, but does this bridge give me the heebie-jeebies?
Not magically,
Yeah.
And you're used to seeing death and bones and stuff, so for you it's probably just like a... whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely.
as an engineer,
bridge,
Just like home.
As an engineer, I do want to look it over and see how like the design of it looks, right? Does it seem like a competently crafted bridge?
It seems like someone who's never built a bridge before was able to make a successful bridge because they have OP magic, but if you tried to make this out of anything other than like necromancy magic, it probably wouldn't hold the weight of people very well. Poor engineering. Magic saves the day. Nix, you asked how deep is the river? It's about in the middle. If you're going to cross the bridge, you could see the depth of the middle and gauge it to about 15 feet. But you know how it's always hard to determine depth when you look into something.
Is it a fast river?
Yes, it is moving at, I would say, slightly faster than walking speed. So let's call it movement rate 15 or 16.
What kind of bones are those, Neal?
I'm glad you asked. How do you have bone lore or something?
I'm going to grab Abaddon. Abaddon.
I'm already on the side of the bridge.
Abaddon! What kind of bones are these?
Ears perk up.
Abaddon the bones. What kind?
I'll go over and sniff them and take a look. Neal, shall I roll an anatomy check? Come on, if this isn't anatomy, what is it?
That's for humans.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have like? Because you're trying to tell whether it's. Oh, are you? If you're trying to tell like if it's a rib bone or a leg bone, then anatomy is perfect. Right? But if you're trying to determine like human bone, bare bone, do you have some sort of?
It's like an animal. He can be like human bone, not human bone.
Yeah, that's legit. Okay, cool. Give me an anatomy check.
And for animals that are edible, if he's a butcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
I make a sad dog noise.
I think there's too many mixed up bones, and they've been magicked, right? So they've all
been magicked. Together. Some of them are broken. It's a lot of stuff. It's a mess, you know.
Yeah, I make sad dog noises.
Aw, are they human-sized or bigger?
Some of them are definitely plausible human bones, and some of them
bridge-sized.
Some of them are definitely non-human, just by the scale of them.
I hate bridges in all their forms after this campaign, and I will move on, hoping the party to follow.
I'll cross the bridge as well.
Does anyone not cross the bridge, Nix?
I'm not happy with this bridge. I don't want my bare feet to touch these bones. I feel bad about this.
Did you not bring those boots that we got you?
Fine.
Nix, did you not bring those boots that we got you?
I guess I could put the shoes on. Fine.
Do you... Okay, you have shoes. Fair enough.
I'll put on my shoes begrudgingly, and I will take them off as soon as we hit land on the other side.
I don't remember why we did something weird with those boots. I don't remember what it was though.
Winter.
Yeah, no. I remember they were like special made though. There was like some sort of restriction on your wearing of shoes.
Does she have like freaky toenails?
No, they have like tiny spikes in them, so because, like they prick the feet if you wear them.
Right.
Yes.
Excellent. You guys cross the bridge into the woods, and after another few hours of hiking, you come to the deeper woods where the undergrowth begins to take over. Out here in this plainy-looking woodsy area, not a lot of undergrowth, kind of like high Arizona desert, if any of you have been through there. But over here, it's more of like proper forest with undergrowth. And you can stand at the edge of this like undergrowth forest looking on in. There is a lake to your north right and woods to your north left.
Have you forgotten the Weast?
I'm glad I'm not the only person who had a moment of like north right.
Yeah, I had north right.
Into the water?
Sorry, north left.
The other right.
All right. You guys...
Wait. So you say this is undergrowth, so will I struggle to traverse this as a wolf?
No, totally. I mean, it'll slow your movement rate, right? You keep... Under these other areas, you've been able to walk without any problems. You just walk forward and it's fine. Here, your overland movement rate's going to be like 2/3 instead of, 1.
Yeah. All right, I keep leading the way. And does it need to be said that I keep an eye out, a nostril out for foreign smells, like monsters, basically? I'd like to know ahead of time if I smell
always
anything
useful
untoward.
To say that. Yeah, it's always great stuff to say. You enter the woods, and 10-15 minutes into the woods, you all definitely get this sort of eerie feeling around you. The growth here of plants is amazing, prodigious. There's just everywhere. There's life growing. But at the same time, everything is really still, and there's not really the sound of animals about. You have this sort of in an unearthly plane feeling as you push into the woods a little bit. It's too much life and too quiet. And you like come across an abandoned bird's nest over here. And, there's a creek running, but it's really, really quiet. And it makes sense. There's not really any waterfalls, but you would expect at least some sound of the water. And if you get close, you can hear it, but there's just this heaviness to the air around you.
The scent of the undead is still just as strong.
It's weakened quite substantially.
Is the effect seemingly magical? Like if I pick at my lute, is it muted?
Not magically muted, just sort of like it doesn't echo and it doesn't feel quite as full. Like it just kind of maybe it's magic.
Yes, the answer is yes, and it is muted.
It is muffled, let's say.
It's like if you're in a room with good sound barriers on it, like sound absorbing surfaces, where it doesn't kind of echo about the room as much as it might. Little muted.
I mean, have we ever been in a forest this dense though? I mean, it could just be.
You have not.
An ancient forest.
It's true.
And nature's a little bit magical, isn't it?
Let's call out in a loud voice, right? Like we haven't necessarily played music in the forest, but we've talked pretty loudly in a forest before, right? I'm gonna call out pretty loudly, like, "Hello!" And I'm gonna see if like my voice echoes differently than I would expect compared to like similar circumstances that we've been in.
It does seem to echo a lot less, but as you shout hello, there is a squawking of birds from 30 or 40 feet away or so, and you can hear them take flight and some branches move a little.
So there are animals about.
Wow.
Are we going on like a twisted path here, or is it pretty much a straight shot? I guess my question is, if I was to no longer be in wolf form, how do I feel like I could keep track of the path or not?
No, the path is primarily scent at this point. There's a little bit of moved foliage indicating the path, but it's very hit or miss. The scent of the undead is the only thing driving you.
Do we still have a bunch of sheep with us?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I keep on moving then, Neal. I don't stop to mess around with birds' nests or whatever. I keep going.
Yep. Onward.
Excellent. You make it an hour into the woods when a voice calls out to you. Who goes there? Why have you entered our woods?
Who are you?
I'm Raycon. Who are you?
And whose woods are these? Wait, and yeah.
I'm Shabernigdo. These are my woods.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Can you come out? Let's have a chat.
Standing up from behind a bush, maybe, 10 feet in front of you, 20 feet to your right, is an elf who rises wearing silvery silken clothing, wielding a bow with a quiver at his hip.
Is Abaddon in wolf form or werewolf form?
Wolf.
Yeah.
We've never seen an elf before, have we?
I guess.
Mm-mm.
Well, we all know of elves because of our implanted memories.
Mm-hmm. They're the creations of Astaire. You guys are the creations of Melkis.
We are tracking the foul scent of a necromancer. Why do you
don't have to be all business. We've just met. Would you like to have a drink with us?
No, thank you, polite one. You are tracking a necromancer? The same one that we drove from here?
We have slain the necromancer, but we are tracking the scent of death to his lair to purge the world of whatever evil still resides there. Why do you cohabitate with such a being?
We do not. When he entered our lands, we drove him from them.
Where did this necromancer come from?
along the border strip between sea and mountain to the northeast, beyond the river. Who are your friends, Requan?
Okay, well, this here, he is the angel of death himself, is Wall. Carries a flaming sword, big wings, great guy. This
elf
here,
steps back
Witch
a little
of the
bit.
Wilds, Nyx.
Elf
She's
steps back more.
devilishly good with her spells. This is our werewolf friend. Say
Steps
hi,
back more.
Abaddon. Yes. Oh, and the professor, you'll love him. He has the best notes. An absolute riot.
I see. Angel of Death, a witch and a werewolf, huh?
I know, the most interesting people I've ever met. It's wonderful.
You can see the elf sort of reach for an arrow near the quiver, but not draw it, but clearly on edge.
You don't need to be doing that. Come on now. We're all good friends here. Smite us of evil.
You cohabitate with a werewolf and an angel of death and a woods witch? These are not slayers of evil.
Oh,
These
shut
are...
up, Abaddon. You're not hoping anything. Go find a rabbit or something. Now,
Abaddon slinks off with the wounded drag.
Of course we are. We killed a lich, slew some zombies. A giant snake was trying to eat Hearthholm. We killed that. I have mushrooms. Let's put down the weapons. Let's have a good time. With obviously friends here. I have plenty of stories I could tell you.
Give me a charisma check.
Okay, absolutely.
Oh!
Nailed it.
The elf begins to retreat, and as he does so, you can see the elf is limping as he walks backwards, faster and faster, trying to put bushes and trees between you all.
Hold on. The angel here, he can fix that right up for you.
I'm sure he can. And the elf tries to, gets behind a tree and breaks line of sight with you guys.
Okay, no, never mind. I'll let it go.
Can I call after him as he's leaving?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to call out, and I would like to say, listen, we don't need to be friends, and we'll be out of your area in no time. The only reason we're here is because we were able to track all the horror that this necromancer has caused throughout the entire land. And you can say whatever you want, and how much you drove him away, but we both know that his horrors are still lingering in these lands. All we gotta do is go there, check his lair, I will pick up the horrors, and we will leave, and we never need to talk to each other ever again.
The voice picks up from behind you this time, and the elf calls out, "Then you should head to the east. Seek the mountains and follow their edge northward. Cross the river, and you will find the border realms between us and the ogres. It is from there that the necromancer came." And then the elf, now behind you and on your left, will again step behind foliage, blocking line of sight, disappearing from view.
So is that up east or down east?
Northeast, up left.
Up right, you mean? Wait, what?
Wait, right?
Up
right?
left.
No, right.
Left.
Northeast, up right.
West.
Up west.
mean west?
West, left. Go left. On the map.
Maybe you shouldn't trust this guy's directions. He seems pretty confused.
Abaddon, this elf is clearly trying to mislead us.
Yeah.
We got the scent.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I stick to the scent now.
All right, yeah, cool.
Oh god.
Tricksy little elves.
You can stick to the scent, heading deeper into the woods.
I look around at the party after it's
You know-
clear the elf is gone. I'm like, did he genuinely not like me?
I think it's the company you keep.
Oh, he didn't like you. Okay, that is fascinating. I've never found someone that didn't like me before.
It might just be an elf thing. Maybe he did dislike you.
Fascinating.
As he was moving around hidden, Neal, how easy was it for me to keep track of where he was?
Super
when I was
hard.
in? Okay.
Yeah, like you had eyes on him and the scent is in the air, but then he'd like go behind some foliage and you'd lose him, and then he appeared, 60 feet opposite from where he was, and in a time that he definitely couldn't have walked that distance.
Okay.
There must be
Some
something
magic going
happening.
on.
Yeah. Some sort of teleporting elf bullshit.
He's one of the tree gnomes.
But the scent follows the path that he gave us towards
Yes.
the mountains and north.
Yes. Generally speaking.
Okay. Yeah.
When you pick up a new scent, Abaddon, a new smell.
Delicious.
You smell tobacco and strong spirits.
Where from?
Are you describing a wine you tasted?
No, wine should not taste like tobacco, right?
That's totally a tasting note. Maybe more for like a chocolate. I don't know.
Well, I'm
Probably
sorry.
more stuff like whiskey and stuff
Yeah.
than wine. How far away is it?
I mean, it's before you. You pick up the smell and it's on the ground. You can follow it if you like, but it diverges from the trail of undead.
Yeah, in which direction does it diverge?
You are headed northwest.
Yeah.
Calm yourself. The other smell heads northeast.
So when you say northeast, do you mean north right or north
I'm
left?
drawing an arrow.
I will lead the party towards the smell without saying anything.
You
So you're-
come.
okay, so you're following. Awesome.
You follow this scent to an area where it kind of becomes stronger and more generalized. Like this must be an area in which this thing inhabits. But the strongest scent leads you to the base of a tree where you find a little door about the size of this cup
I love little people.
built into
Hello?
the base of a tree.
I'm gonna knock
Okay.
on the little door lightly.
Don't punch the door in place.
Yeah, lightly. I lightly.
Just
With
tap
your
on
hand?
it. Just
Do you,
tap on
do
it.
you lay down to knock on it?
Yeah. I'll crouch down and I'll lightly knock on the door.
I think I got the size wrong. It's not quite that small. It's about 2 feet tall.
Okay.
Sorry.
I still lightly knock on the door. It's
Sure.
smaller than a normal door. It doesn't
2
need that
feet
much.
tall.
The door cracks ever so slightly, and a little feller with a green hat and a red beard peers around the corner and goes, "Oi, what are you doing here?
We're travelers looking for a fellow
Get your dog out of my
necromancer.
face! Hey,
Get out
get out of here!
I start
Abaddon,
pushing him
Abaddon,
towards
shoot,
the door.
shoot.
I want to try and
Shuts the door
get
shut.
in. I start like
Open doors.
pouring at the door.
Abaddon, shoot. Get out of here.
Whatever. I'll skulk off around the back of the tree. Look
I knock again and say,
coming-
we're in search of a dangerous enemy, but we happened upon your scent. We're wondering if you had anything to trade.
The door opens again. The little feller steps out wearing, pants that come down to the knees, socks that come up above the pant legs, a green and gold jacket, the big hat, an upside down long pipe with some tobacco in it, steps out of the room and then begins to grow in size, becoming like 7 feet tall, standing before you with a large booming voice. And it looks at Abaddon and goes, "Bad dog, stand down."
How big is he now?
7 feet tall.
7.
All right. I take a few steps back and I'll turn into a wolf.
I'd like to squint. Is that Jaxel?
Why? No. But I appreciate the confusion. What do you want, strangers in my house? Why have you come here?
I told you.
I was wondering if
we
you had
hunt.
anything to trade.
We hunt. What? No.
Trade?
Well, that's why I'm here.
You know there was a market back in Hearthhome. It's a long way to
Maybe
walk
he has
to
good
trade.
tobacco.
I have excellent tobacco, the finest of the
I have
Feylands.
excellent moonshine if you would like to make a trade.
The creature shrinks down to like a 4-foot version of itself. Well, why didn't you say so? Whiskey, huh? Liquor? What do you got?
Thought it was like,
I'll take out. So I have a very small amount of moonshine left, and I say, "Could you go get some water?"
He eyes you suspiciously. You want me to leave, huh? You're after me pot of gold, aren't you?
Well, I didn't even know you had a pot of gold.
I mean, if you
until
could
just now.
point me in the direction of water, I'm sure I could bring it back instead. If you'd like to stay here.
The creature hikes a thumb in a direction and says, "There's a creek be that way."
Excellent. Sounds great.
He'll when he comes back with his pot of
returns
water.
with water.
Perfect.
Yeah. I consume a drop of my moonshine and turn the entire thing of water into an entire thing of moonshine.
The creature shrinks down to 2 feet tall again and hurries over to the bucket, taking off his hat and plunging his head within the confines. The water ripples around and he pops back out, drenched. Woo! Woo!
Anyways, I could trade you this moonshine in exchange for a pipe and some tobacco.
Of course, and he comes on over and will attempt to climb your leg and crawl up onto your back to see what you have in your backpack, while saying, of course, to whatever you have to offer, and starts scurrying around on you.
I'll take my backpack off and let him. I take my notebooks away. I don't know if he's gonna like start morphing things, and I don't want him to like morph any of like certain valuables, right? I take my notebooks, make sure he doesn't take my sword stick.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he has pretty broad latitude. You can take a look through my backpack. There's not much in terms of valuables in there.
Is this where you smelled the scent of the necromancer?
I walk over to Iswell, whispering, and go, "Yes, this man stinks of death."
I like circle around the his little tree looking for anything suspicious.
Nix, give me a wisdom check, please.
No.
London.
Is my cat still there? When the cat's gone, Neal, I will notice.
Forgot you even had a cat.
Yeah, he's talking out of my backpack.
He's with the extra dimensional sheep.
Perfect. The cat on the sheep with the egg in before it. Love it. The cat is still present and meowing around looking at things. Isabel, you said you're kind of circling around looking for suspicion.
Abaddon just told me that the scent of this place reeks of death, so I'm like looking around for like
I meet you around the back of the
necromancy.
tree and say, "We should make the attack while he's unaware."
Yeah, Neal, what do I see? Anything suspicious? Any bodies buried? Any evidence of dark magics?
You find a window in the tree up on the back side of it, maybe 7 feet.
So, just one thing. The elf said it's where the mountains meet the sea, yeah?
Yeah.
This doesn't look like the place where the mountains meet the sea, does it?
No, we went
elf
north.
was trying to trick us. He didn't know his north right from his north
Well, I mean,
left.
to be fair, I'm having this conversation whispering to Iswell. I'm not letting on to chaos.
No, but like, obviously, like you pretend, like you led us here, and you didn't say this was going to be a different place, right?
Yeah. I didn't say it was going to be different.
Well, I mean, no matter which way it goes, I would not assume that this is a necromancer place, no matter what, because this is not the place that was described, and you didn't say this was it. So,
if you trust the elf, then yeah, definitely, it's a reasonable assumption.
How strong is the breeze?
None, 0, stand still.
Okay, and I guess I get up on my tiptoes and peer in through the window.
You can see a small little parlor with a small leprechaun woman inside who looks over and goes, "Oh!" when she sees a giant eye appearing in her window, and promptly goes over and like pulls down the blinds.
In the time that I'm peering inside, do I see any...
A cozy room with a little hearth, some little end tables with like the smallest little beeswax candles you've ever seen inside.
This doesn't look like...
If I were to cast Reduce upon myself, I can get down to like around 4 feet. Can I go inside the tree and chat up the leprechaun woman?
Find something that is 2 feet tall in your house and attempt to climb underneath it.
But I won't have been reduced.
Yeah, but if you... How easy would it be to
3
do?
feet, half your height.
Okay, hold on. Let me look.
Yeah. What's 2 feet?
That poster behind him. Like you can maybe crawl in or something, but
I mean, you could stick his upper body in, I would say.
I guess I should have given him like a 3-foot thing since he would, to make it more applicable. That would have been smart.
all right.
He could fit into something.
house-
If it's 3 foot wide on both sides, he would absolutely be able to fit.
If he gets stuck in a box and never comes back, I'm gonna blame you for it.
Yeah, but it's not going to be equal width and height. It'll be like, you know, too tall.
Oh, please
one
don't
might
let
have
it be
to
the
wriggle his
washing
way through that.
machine, because I've seen bad videos about that.
You
I
watch those
really hope
videos?
Greg comes
I've
back
seen a
with, like-
video of someone getting stuck in a washing machine, yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh.
Maybe we're thinking of different videos. So the house looks relatively innocuous. So I would like to So I would like to search the clearing for signs of foul magics,
Oh, nice.
and I would like to roll to disbelieve illusion.
Okay. Roll me a d20. Saving throw versus spell.
There's nothing to disbelieve, is there?
Roll me a saving throw versus spell. No, it's definitely real.
Okay, what are we watching? Should we make Greg full screen?
I wish I could. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm loving every moment of it.
Fuck it.
Neal, what have you done?
I hope you feel bad.
No, I feel really good.
He just wanted to talk to the leprechaun woman, you know? That's what you get for exploring.
Why'd you have to make it so hard?
Because I miss the days of Dungeons and Dragons where you'd attempt to do something and the dungeon master's like, that's bullshit, try that in the real world. And then you end up like climbing on your friend's back in the middle of the woods for no reason, just to see if you could stand on some, like if you could climb up someone's back. And you're like, actually that was harder than I thought. And the dungeon master's like, that was easier than I thought. Why don't you try it at -4? And everyone's like, that's great. I miss those days.
So you can squeeze in at the -4 is what you're saying?
I
Depending on whether Greg comes back alive or not.
yeah, we gotta.
If Greg survives, he can squeeze inside.
Listen, it's
If he
starting to
dies,
look
we
like
have
it
to
might
cancel
not
the
work.
show.
Yeah.
Man dies on live Twitch stream.
Trying to crawl inside of an ottoman.
Well,
Greg!
Is there any? Oh,
Sorry, just to interrupt here. Does anyone remember about 7 years ago, they found this British spy dead in his own apartment he'd contorted himself into like a bag. And the bag was in the bath. It was locked, like the bag was like fully zipped up and his body was like contorted inside this.
I remember hearing about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
why
But
was he
it would have
inside
had
of
to have been
the
done well, that's the thing, they don't know. But he would have had to have been alive when he went into it, because his body would have been too stiff to like do it.
But they couldn't figure
Does it
out.
have
And
a
there was no
double zipper?
sign of anyone else at the scene, or at least that's how it was reported. Right. So it was like, how did this guy get himself in a bag?
And he was a
Assistance?
spy as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like he was murdered and left in a bag?
No, I think he was, I mean, it sounds like he was in the bag for the purpose of some spy expedition, and then like
And then just like.
and then like they rescheduled and didn't tell him.
They never
and
picked him up.
never picked him up.
I'm sure they'll be here any minute now. Are you sure
I mean,
this
it
is the
might have
plan,
just-
Q?
It might have
Yes,
just
Mr. Bond.
been a drop off the package kind of deal, and they didn't know what was in the package, and then, you know, I don't know.
Move this very heavy bag into this bathroom and leave.
That's what the note says to do. Okay, I guess we're leaving.
I forgot. Is the guy's name in James Bond Q? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
God.
Serious?
Enter.
the guy.
I remember the character. I forgot his name. Like what letter it was.
And M,
It depends.
M is the boss, right?
Oh, okay.
There's a newer one who's not Q, right? Or is everybody always Q?
No, the
Is
new one's R.
inventor
No, the
also
new one's
an
called
R?
R, I think. No?
Oh, QRS.
Right?
Yeah.
Was there a James Bond that I haven't seen, or is that the young millennial who's like in the Skyfall, or whenever he shows up?
I've not seen
Didn't
the
they
new
make a new
ones.
one after Skyfall?
It's coming out this
Quantum
year.
of Solace? No? Or was that before? Skyfall?
Saul's
That was
before
before.
Skyfall.
That was
Oh, okay.
that was the previous.
Okay, I think we got him.
Oh my God,
he's
he's
alive.
alive. He looks injured.
Yeah, he does look injured.
Greg,
His
are you?
neck.
Are you okay, Greg?
Is it just your pride that's hurt, or did you ruin your body for D&D as well?
His basketball career is over, guys.
I don't think he can hear us.
Greg, are you okay? You've been gone a long time.
Okay, so it turns out the smallest space that I could fit into. The smallest space I could fit into was 21.5 inches.
So you don't even need to reduce yourself.
I couldn't bring the table over here. Well, the problem is I couldn't stand up, but as long as I could wiggle forward in a straight line, it would work, right?
Okay.
I tried to get underneath the little dresser area at 16.5 inches, and I just knocked everything over and knocked a screen door over. So 16, not really. That didn't really.
But if you were 4 feet tall.
Yeah, if you were reduced, it sounds like you could.
It would be uncomfortable, but yeah, you could wiggle your way in.
So he can wiggle his way into the leprechaun's living room.
Totally. Yeah, you wiggle your way in. Well done. That's worth a lot of experience. You can wiggle your way in through the front door, and you'll see that there's like a cozy room here, and there's a staircase that goes up, and there's like a little corridor that I guess you could worm your way down that heads to another door that must head to like another room on the ground floor, and then there's the staircase.
What does the leprechaun do as Raekwon just like snakes his way in through the guy's house?
He's deep in Kale's bag, rummaging around, pulling things out and throwing it around on the ground.
All right. Meanwhile, I'm searching the clearing for signs of necromancy. I know we don't use perception, but if I roll like a natural 20, can I find his pot of gold? No, alas.
So sorry. Kale, he has rummaged through your bag, found nothing of interest, looks around, and sees Greg inside the house, and is like, "Oi, you! What are you doing, huh?" And comes on over and like grabs you by the foot and gives you a tug. Come on, out you go.
I wanted to say hello. There's someone in here. Hi there.
That's my wife.
I don't know. I had a much more like suave idea when I was gonna shrink down and talk to the leprechaun's wife, and not like a dog wedged into the dog door. Like, poor Raekwon. I guess I dislodged myself from the leprechaun's home.
It's like any good date night. Don't worry about it.
You have a very nice home, Mr. Leprechaun.
Thank you.
And I'm sure your wife seems very lovely.
The name's Darby. Who are you?
I'm Raekwon.
Raekwon, Darby.
Hi, Darby. Pleasure, of course.
Now, I think we've had enough of all this. I will happily take that liquor, and I'll give you some tobacco. Moonshine, yes, that's what you call it. Is it because it shines like the moon?
No, don't worry about it. It's called moonshine. Don't think about it too hard.
Oh, but I love to think. I'm a deep thinker, you know.
Well, it's a wonderful story. You see, it's called moonshine because for a small period in time, very small, you see, the world's very new, but for like a day, liquor was outlawed. It was known as the Prohibition. We really rallied against that in the capital, did not like it one little bit, but there were these people who still made liquor, and they would transport it in the dead of night. We called them the moonshiners because they used the moon, of course, to see where they were going, to get their illicit one-day illegal liquor out to the bars. And so, this particular type of alcohol is the type that these illicit moonshiners carried about.
Wow, that's a lot of lore for a single day of happening.
I know.
It's amazing how they figured out the strategy so fast.
Well, I guess people are very clever. And with that, I think I shall bid you adieu. Oh, you wanted a pipe? Yes, let me get you one. And he comes back out with a leprechaun-sized pipe.
How big is a leprechaun-sized pipe?
That's large for a leprechaun, but it's about, I don't know, about yay long.
Okay, so it's usable.
It's usable, yeah.
Okay. I'll ask if he has a bigger one, but I'll take it if not.
Nope, this is what he's got, because for him, this is like a big pipe, you know, for him
it makes sense. Okay. I'll take it. I can always get a new pipe later, but for now, I'll content myself with it. And,
Why are you taking up smoking?
Because you only live once.
Kale's got to do everything, man. He has to do every type of drug. He has to drink all the alcohol. Like, it's just part of his research. He's got to be thorough.
So what you're saying is the gnome is trying to kill Kale in a way.
I'll be right back.
You just want to kill this gnome, Abaddon.
I do want to kill a gnome, yeah. I actually want to convince Ryan into killing the gnome.
I was giving Neal all the leads. Like, he just had to be like, there's a creepy bone buried in the backyard.
You kill the gnome and dig it up and see it's some chicken bones.
That's fine, though. We can let him go. He seemed nice enough.
Sorry about that.
What was that naughty kitty up to?
We planted some cat grass for the cat to chew on and a little box outside, so we've got some inside as well. But a squirrel was getting into his cat grass and ripping it up, so I had to put the cat outside to chase the squirrel.
All right. I go up to Isuel and whisper, maybe this isn't it. Perhaps the necromancer just colluded with this gnome, and I'll morph back into a wolf.
I'm kicking over stones looking for like skulls buried in the clearing or something.
There are none.
No.
And I will look towards the mountain, and knowing that what the elf told us was actually true, because I was the one following the scent, I will sort of go, left and up a bit to get to the river.
Excellent.
Towards the mountains. Yeah.
Nix, give me another wisdom check.
Did that fucker stole from me? No. 28. Yeah, I nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I knew it.
Your daggers are gone.
What? Holy shit, you can't let that go.
My daggers are gone. All of them.
Your
all
+3 daggers. Your magic daggers only.
Did he climb me?
No, you saw him. He was climbing Kale's backpack, and then he was tugging on Greg's foot, and then he went inside his house and shut the door, and he was never anywhere near you, but your daggers are gone.
I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
And I'm gonna have a look at myself. Are there any, like, marks on me that, any rests of magic that were... Because, like, they didn't climb on me. But it was like because I know what invisibility is, or at least I have a slight idea, If something was...
Right, but there wouldn't be any traces if something was invisible on you.
I don't know if there are, traces of spells. I don't know.
Invisible fingerprints?
No, you can look around. You don't seem to have anything magical that unexpectedly on you anywhere, but as you gaze through the woods, you'll see that most of the trees here radiate some amount of magic. Not everyone, and most of the bushes are totally ordinary, but I would say 80% of the trees radiate magic, and about 20% of the bushes.
Can you guys excuse me just for 1 second? I'll go back to the door.
Smart for not telling us.
Yeah.
You head back to the door of the house. Yep.
I'll knock on the door politely.
The door cracks open. A leprechaun pokes his head out and goes, "Oi, what do you want? We're done."
You don't happen to know anything? Oh, he closes the door.
In your face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I want to start gathering my stuff and turn back into a human here.
Sure.
I knock on the door once more.
It opens again. Didn't I tell you to fuck off?
Wow. All right. I cast a spell.
Mouthy little leprechaun.
I cast Produce Flame. And I want to throw a burning globe at the door of this house. Which it says it lights combustibles. And I can do one per round, so I'm going to keep doing this.
Is there any concern that... No. Okay, cool. Awesome. Great.
Not a care in the world.
You chuck a flame. It hits the door. Fire spills across it. And you hear a, "What the fuck is that? Coming from inside the house. And it cracks open again. What do you want? Trying to cause a forest fire?
Back.
Hey, Smokey!
That's what I'll say.
What? What do you want?
I want my daggers back.
What daggers? I didn't take any daggers. I don't have any daggers. I don't carry daggers.
Right?
Yeah. I got some long swords.
Oh, you got some long swords? Where did you get those from, huh?
I found them.
Oh, yeah? Who did you find them on?
Well, who said I found them on a prison?
I'm gonna grab him.
Give me.
I'm gonna grab him.
So he's behind the door. In theory, you could do this, but you're gonna have to beat him in an initiative roll.
Open the door. I have to be faster, just right.
Yeah. So beat him in an initiative roll. You roll D10 plus 3. He just rolls the 1D10 because he is tiny. He does have the advantage. Oh, there's no way you can do it.
Oh my god, I can't beat this.
You can't beat it.
I can't beat it.
You can't beat it. You go to grab him and he slams the door shut, and not Malcifer, Abaddon produces another flame in his hand.
Hold on, I'm gonna knock on this door really fast.
It's on fire. Yeah, it's on fire.
Okay, hold on. He opened the door, so for a second I thought we had just kind of like walked away from the idea of the door being on fire. Never mind. If it's on fire, I'm gonna.
Fire flame flashes on impact, igniting combustibles within a 3-foot diameter of its center of impact, and then it goes out. Creature struck by the flame takes damage. So the bark of the tree probably catches fire a little bit, depending on the type of tree. Sure, it's a tree that could still catch. Bark could catch on fire. The debris on the ground will singe and smolder and burn. I don't think the door is going to just be like a flame. I don't think this is like set fire.
I'm doing it 5 times over the next 5 minutes.
That's great.
I got something out of it.
Yeah.
When it becomes very obvious that Abaddon is intent on flinging 5 minutes of fireballs at this door, I'm just gonna take the bucket that the leprechaun had and go get some water.
Yes, you will find most of the bucket has been drained
So
somehow.
you said the door, it's been drained?
Yeah, like there was the bucket of moonshine, and he somehow siphoned most of it out into his house, and some of the moonshine's left.
Okay, I thought you were saying that he had drank it all already.
No, it's been siphoned.
The moonshine is combustible, right?
Yeah.
I'll quickly just like douse the tree with the rest of the bucket, and then take the empty bucket to the river.
Oh, the tree will go up now.
So before he throws another fireball, I'm gonna say, hold on. Before we burn down an entire forest, let me try one thing. I'm gonna, I guess, knock on the door with my foot because it's probably singed and hot from that fireball that hit it.
Yeah. So you give it a kick, and inside goes, "What are you trying to do, huh? What's going on?"
I'd advise opening the door this time.
I don't think so.
My
She
friend
tried
out
to
here
grab
has a
me.
short temper.
She tried to grab me.
I will not lay a hand on you.
Oh, but you'll lay a foot, or you'll let your friend lay a dagger, huh?
I
You
will
think
not
about that?
touch you in any way.
It doesn't sound like a safety promise to me. You know what my safe word is? It's ow. And I say ow right now. Get away. I'll sick the big ones on you. I've got elves in my pocket.
Let me be clear. My friend here is about ready to burn this entire forest down. I'd prefer to avoid that outcome, and I would suggest opening the door.
Well, if you burn the forest down, you're going to have to deal with my big elf friends. You know, there's a lot of them. They hide in the trees just like me. They'll pump you full of arrows.
I have a feeling they're going to be a little too busy putting out a forest fire.
Well, they'll track you down and kill you later then.
There are plenty of people who are trying to do that already.
You throw another fireball, I hear.
Wait, is the door open? I'll throw it at his face if it is.
No, he's keeping it shut.
All right. I say, all right, screw it.
It's not opening the door in the middle of a siege.
What about the window? Can I smash the window and throw it inside the house?
Yeah, it's about 7 feet up. You're tall, right? Can you hit something at 7 feet?
Yeah, I smash it with my mace and then throw one into the
inside
of the house.
Oh, the poor
guy.
What's this?
Fucking gnomes.
Give me a D4 plus 1 for damage.
This guy didn't rhyme once, and I'm personally insulted.
He's not a gnome.
It's not a gnome.
Oh, he's a
leprechaun.
Fair enough.
So Nyx, this guy's a thief, and he cavorts with necromancers.
True.
What would you like us to do with him?
I would like us to not burn down this entire forest. That would be a good start.
Look how hard it is for this tree to burn. It'll just be this one. The rest of the forest will be fine.
He doesn't seem particularly concerned about you burning their tree.
Well, he will be in a minute, I say as I smash the window and throw one inside.
Wow.
Can we see inside of, like, is there a way, I don't know how the burning is working, but is there a way to look inside of the tree?
Yes, through the window. But how tall is Nyx? Can you see through something 7 feet tall?
Can someone give me a lift? I need
I'll
a
help you
strong
out.
pair of manly shoulders, okay?
I'll help you out.
Nice.
We'll put our 16 con together, and we'll
We'll
get
do
some extra height next
the cheerleader stack in German.
You can peer inside, see the parlor is set aflame. There is a woman with a tiny newspaper batting at the flames inside, trying to put it out. Her face is slightly blackened by the blast, her clothes singed and damaged. The room is filling with smoke, and she is coughing.
I will say, okay, one of you people prepare for when the door opens. Then I'm gonna cast spook on the lady inside of the burning apartment.
Every minute that passes, Neal, I'm throwing another fireball.
Where's this next fireball going, buddy? Front door, window?
Did the inside one worked? Was it catching in there?
Yeah.
I'll do another one in there.
Okay. You can hear the, Sweetie, no, they're setting fire to the house. And the other leprechaun being like, don't worry, I've got them. And
Does the door open, Neal?
the door does not open yet. Instead, you hear behind you the growling of a very large beast. And as you all kind of look that direction, I guess it's for some of you, this is going to be in front of you. Stepping out behind a bush is a saber-toothed cat.
I'm gonna cast a spell at it.
Yeah.
Did my spell do anything, or was it just immune? Like, did it even go off?
I thought you said that was conditional upon a door opening, right?
No,
I said
Faye is casting
it
spook on
out,
the
so whenever
leprechaun.
I'm sorry.
runs out, they can grab it. That was
I
the
misunderstood. Okay. Sorry. Let me roll a saving throw for the creature.
I'm gonna return with a bucket of water and be very confused.
Hold on. So should we change the order of events here? Because where the lady
Yes.
thing was happening, she's okay. I'm gonna be
Yes.
focusing on the door then, and ready to nab this woman.
The lady leprechaun does come out through the front door and runs out.
I am going to pick her up.
Give me a roll to hit.
All right.
Grab her with your hand. She's small. She's fast. She's filled with fear. So,
You know what?
as
If
I
it fails,
understand,
I have.
I understand
I have
it,
contingency plans.
Raekwon comes back with a bucket of water to see the tree on fire in 2 different directions, a lady leprechaun running through the woods, Kale jumping after her. She has AC 12,
does that work?
unfortunately.
First off,
no.
does that work to start with?
No, you miss her. Kale leaps on the
Okay,
lady
So
leprechaun.
I'm going to cast another spell at her then.
Uh-oh.
Can she make a saving throw versus spell?
Yes, she can. While the leprechaun appears on a branch that I think only Raekwon can see because it's above the rest of the party, and a saber-toothed cat begins to growl near the bush. She fails her saving throw versus spell. What have you cast?
All right. So I think this is the first time Nyx has seen her process of creating nightmares get bastardized into this this new type of magic that that Kale made a little while ago. As she feels like she can see liquids pouring out of her body, like from every like she's crying, like drool is pouring out of her mouth. She can't stop her liquids from like pouring out of her. And she's going to like look back and see Kale holding up like a water skin, like pour a little bit on the ground and drop the water skin down. And with her failed saving throw on Insatiable Thirst, she's going to have no choice but to go for this water.
So she's been feared away from the party by Nyx, but now she is dying of thirst, and the party's the only one with the water on hand. I don't know which spell effect is more powerful here.
I don't know what the wording is for Spook, but Insatiable Thirst says they can do nothing but attempt to satiate their thirst.
Insatiable Thirst is a 2nd level spell, yeah?
Yeah.
And Spook is a 1st level spell?
Yes.
All right. So I think the 2nd level spell takes power, and she runs towards Kale while the saber-toothed cat appears behind a large bush, and the leprechaun yells, "That's my wife, you monster!"
Yeah, so I'm going to pick her up when she starts drinking the water skin. I'm going to pull out a knife and say, we can all be friendly here and end this on peaceful terms.
Albanon smiles at this.
She can like be chugging that water skin while Kale holds on to her.
She chugs. The saber-toothed cat growls. The leprechaun says, "If you touch my wife, if you cause her any sort of pain, I will wreak a havoc upon you that they will write legends about 1,000 years hence."
Well, we can stand here and threaten each other, or you can return everything you stole, and we can be on our way.
I want to roll initiative against this cat, Neal, if it's going to attack me.
It is
Or
growling.
the round after it appears, I want to roll initiative because I want to. If I can act before, I will.
It is holding its position presently. Do you want to ready an attack, or do you want to go for it and start combat?
I cast Entangle on it. I'll forgo my Produce Flame this round.
Ooh, okay. You can throw an Entangle in the area. The grasses and vines. Give me a D20 there, Nick. The grasses and vines grab the cat, holding it in place. It doesn't seem to really care.
All right, I've got one more fireball left.
I'll give you the long swords back. Just let my wife go. Let her go.
All right, let me see the long swords.
Let me see the wife.
I think we're the one with the upper hand here. You first.
What, is that a short joke?
It can be whatever you want it to be. Either way, give us back the knives.
Fine. His house is still sort of on fire. Ray?
While this is going on, can I just like dump the water into his house to put the fire out?
Thank you. Yeah, you generously douse his house from being set on fire, and you hear him shout from inside, "Oh my god, I don't have flood insurance! What are you doing? There's books everywhere!" And eventually he shows up at the foot of the door with a
door closes.
No, it doesn't close, but he's got the dagger held in two hands, pointing towards you, Kale. Come on now.
Magic dagger?
It looks just like Nyx's dagger.
How many of them did you have, Nyx?
Wait, can I act, Neal? Can I cast whole person on him?
I thought you were fighting the saber-toothed cat.
If this is the same round, then no. But if it's the next round.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, so I think you're squaring off and holding the cat in place.
Right.
Okay.
Let's see the second one.
I can only carry one at a time. They're very big.
Leave it out here.
Put my wife down.
Look, she's not going to go anywhere regardless of whether or not I let go of her. You give us back what we want, I'll give you your wife back. Very simple.
He steps inside, shuts the door, leaving the dagger in the atrium, and then you can hear a clink, 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 clink as another dagger comes down the staircase, and he opens the door, and there's a crossed pair of daggers in the atrium. Come on now.
All right, Nyx.
She's no use to you.
And I'll let her go.
I'll walk over to the daggers. I will have my goat mask down at that point. And as I grab the daggers, I make sure that my face is as close as possible to this leprechaun's face. Right? And I'll say, you would do very well not to mess with the wrong people.
Well, obviously.
And I'll grab my two daggers and I'll put them away.
Abaddon, you can act now. That round has expired. The saber-toothed cat seems to be held in place and is just growling. Nyx has stepped away from the doorway,
or is he like?
The leprechaun stands in the doorway, looking to Kale. Now give her back.
Yeah. All right. So Nyx has her daggers.
Wait, I cast whole person on him.
I am curious. Is he visible for Abaddon with Nyx like up in his face in the doorway?
After she moves away with her daggers, then he is visible. But while she's face in front, no. He will fail his saving throw and be held in place, coming to a full stop.
I guess I walk up and I go, all right, here you go, and I'll put his wife back down, and I
he
just
doesn't
look
react.
at him and assume he's frozen in fear.
He's just
say, all right,
held.
Yeah.
She is still sucking on your water skin, trying to get every last drop out.
Yep. That's fine. All right. Yeah. I'd leave this man who's just so terrified of our immense power that he can't even move, and we'll be on our way.
So people can still sort of see and sense when they're held, right?
Yeah, Totally.
So I'll sort of go up to him as we're leaving, right? And I'll knock him over with my nose, so he's lying on his back now. I want to get like right in his face in wolf form, and just like fucking bare my teeth and like dribble all over his face and like growl at him before turning around and like skulking back off into the woods.
Okay. And the party. Okay.
As we skulk off, I'm gonna. Are you in wolf form? Back in wolf form, Alden?
Yeah.
Okay. But you can still understand human language, right? While you're a wolf, I take it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I when all this started, what I said was, "You guys wait here. I'll be right back." Yeah. And I guess for the first time in this entire last week or so, Nyx is walking next to Abaddon, and she just quietly says, "Did you just come over to help me?"
I think I'll like look up and then just like pick up the pace and like walk off ahead a little bit.
Huh. Noted. And I'd, let myself fall back a little bit as we keep on walking through the woods.
I walk by and just kind of whisper in her ear, "I hear opposites attract," and walk off.
Working on that +3 to hit every time you get attacked.
You do very well walking off quickly because Nyx is not pleased with this comment.
Wow. Okay, so you guys leave the leprechauns intact. Their house singed, but, fine.
Yeah.
It is bad luck to steal from a leprechaun, unfortunately.
Okay.
Bad luck for the leprechaun.
On the trail again, you find yourself heading this way. You get to about this tile, and it is here you must rest for the night, for the sun goes down beyond the mountains, casting long shadows over you. The temperature begins to drop. The woods are still, and there is a feeling of presence around you.
All right. So he said it was over the river, right? This is the end of the instructions that the elf gave us.
Beyond the river.
It was like, just go beyond the river. All right, I guess once we get here, I'll go into werewolf form. I'll get my stuff off the sheep and get dressed again and say, we should make camp here. I think the necromancer's lair rests across the river.
John's teeth chatter. Are you sure? Maybe, sheep need a place to graze, and there's no grazing food here in the woods. Maybe I should head back with the sheep so that way they don't starve. It's hard to
go back the way we came, John, especially not alone.
In the dark.
We might not have ingratiated ourselves with the denizens of the forest back there.
Okay.
I'm sure the sheep can tough it out for a day.
Yeah. I'll start making camp.
Okay.
Well, maybe I don't need to sleep in a tent anymore. Maybe I just sleep by the embers of the fire in wolf form.
Cozy.
It's probably better for keeping guard as well, right?
Despite it being the middle of July, it is cool within these woods. As you bed down for the night.
All right.
I think we'll take our last break right here, and we'll come back on...
Wait.
Wait, no, this is our ending time, isn't it?
This is the end.
Sorry.
This is our ending time.
This is our ending time. We'll end here and come back in a couple of weeks with some more lag. So, congratulations, everybody. Experience?
Yeah, we need some experience.
Why not?
Giant snake, high-level gnome, leprechaun.
Big snake, gnome encounter with lots of really good role playing. I feel like there were just thousands of experience points worth of role playing in that.
The elf.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the elf too.
Yeah, not as big, but I'd say that's probably still a good 2,500 XP.
The people in the town at the start.
Those are great.
We only kind of looted the treasury, and I feel like our ethical actions.
Yes, we are quite ethical.
I will point out the only unethical thing I could have possibly done this time was maybe entered the home a little aggressively of a friend.
I mean, it was an aggressive entrance, but it was friendly, right? You weren't here to do anything.
It was the least suave thing you've done the entire campaign.
It was.
I just want to talk to the wife. Okay. Oh, jeez.
Okay. So this is combat experience. Role playing was on point today. We'll add that. Divide it between 5 people, and everybody can take home. How did I end up with this formula? Oh, God damn it.
Oh my.
It was this plus this plus this divided by 5. All right, everyone can take home 1,400 experience off the top for role-playing and combat and stuff.
I'm going to level this session.
Lovely.
Nice.
It was a hot
And
pee.
I do believe there will be some individual experience as well. Greg has created another song, which is worth 400 experience, absolutely, because no one else can actually sing on stream.
It wasn't even good singing. That was really marginal at best.
200 experience then.
Okay.
If that makes you feel better.
It makes me feel a little better.
How many hit die of creatures?
15 hit dice of creatures defeated.
Wow.
Yes. Times fighter level for those of you that have fighters.
Ooh, just barely getting me above 8k for fighter.
Let's see. Nyx, I really liked your cold spell on the snake, your cold illusion. So why don't you take 200 for that? There were a whole bunch of really fun things I liked. I know this wasn't intentional, Ryan, but you being like, no man is greater than, you will rule over you, and appointing him king, and then wait, no man is greater than any of you, and appointing her queen or whatever, it was fantastic. So I want to take 100 for that.
Unintentional. I mean, it was not in character. It wasn't intentional in character.
Yeah,
it was goofy out of character. Or whatever.
that's what I mean.
Intentional.
Yeah.
Out of character.
So you take 100 for that. Let's see. The snake charming to bring it towards you was a clever idea. Take 100 for that. The snake skin. Who had the idea about finding snake skin instead of snake hide?
That was me.
That was also Raekwon.
Oh, Raekwon, take another 100 for that. Who devised the egg transportation system on the sheep? John?
No.
John can take 100 experience for that.
Yeah.
Does he level? No. Oh, no.
What other clever things happened this session?
I think it was the spook spell, but spooking the lady out of the house, I think, was pretty clever, because otherwise we would have just had to kill them all instead.
All right,
Definitely,
take 100 for that. Okay.
Do I get any XP for
stopping her from
insinuating
just
the
running
fights?
off? We needed to capture her, and there was the insatiable
Yep.
thirst with the water skin to get her to
It
sit
was an
down for a
elaborate
second.
plan to catch the leprechaun.
It was a Rube Goldberg machine plan. I'll give you 100 for your part in it, Kale. Nick, you were saying something?
Just for insinuating the fight, getting everyone on board with it.
You're right.
I mean,
I
it's
don't know
pretty
if I can give you
chaotic.
clever
Wait,
XP
wait.
for
Did
just
Nick
fighting
steal the
things.
dagger
No,
and plant them on the
maybe not.
leprechaun? So-
Maybe not maybe not clever ideas, but
For
what's the word for like doing things aligned with your god or whatever?
Ooh. Spells
like,
cast
just
to further
like-
your ethos. That's 100
I guess you
XP per spell level instead of 50 XP per spell level.
So for the produce flame and the entangle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
so,
for my other spells, I can just take normal XP, yeah?
is there normal XP for? How are we doing? So I feel like my cleric needs extra XP, but I don't know how we're doing it.
50 XP per spell level for clerics.
Is that but that's not usual. That's
not usual. Normally it's
Yeah.
100 if it's for furthering the ethos, and nothing if it's not furthering the ethos. But
Okay.
we can be wibbly wobbly.
But you do the 100 replaces, right? It doesn't go 150 if it
Do I get
furthers the ethos.
150 what?
I'm saying the 100 replaces, right? You don't get 150 per spell if it furthers
Correct.
the
Correct.
Yeah.
Does healing outside of combat count? Like
I don't
healing
think
party
so.
yet?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take off my good berry spells then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I got 600 XP from spells cast.
Excellent. Still a lot, but I believe it. Entangle's
Well,
first
the
level,
100.
Good Berry's first.
So
Oh,
it was
'cause you were doing-
Battle Fate, Prayer, and Aid is 6
Yep.
levels, so that's 300. And then produce flame is level 2, but I'm getting double for that. So that's 200.
Okay.
And then entangle, I get double, so that's one of the 100.
Okay, cool.
I need to start spamming more spells.
So I level up. I'll go and roll my HP.
Yeah, I level up my fighter, I believe.
3. Nyx is still the tank of the party.
Is fighter levels up at 8k, right?
Yes.
Don't you have
what about
3 con?
You can only get up to +2 as a
But I thought
non-fighter.
Neal, did you say it's fine, Neal? I could have sworn Neal said that's okay. Don't worry.
No,
Is that
we
how you
settled
got
on
your
it was just a
HP?
+2.
God damn.
Have you been
Neal.
cheating with your HP, or were we hoping?
No. Faye has the +2. I should have a +3.
I have a
by
+2 all the time.
Yeah.
All right, rolling my HP. Oh, womp womp.
I also level.
Wait, Neil, what about 2 things? 1, controlling the werewolf form and not turning
Ooh,
involuntary.
that's some cool story stuff. Yeah, you get a couple of 20s there. Why don't you take 500 for that?
And then also getting the town to worship Malchus.
Yeah, why don't you take 500 for that?
Okay.
Jesus.
That's like 3 times the XP I got the entire session. Holy shit.
Yeah, well,
You know how much I get for spellcast? 150.
I guess I'm like the worst player here, but I'm gonna get severely underleveled.
I mean,
all
you
right.
can't beat Raekwon.
I mean, I'm another 11,000 XP from next level. So.
You just started 5 sessions later. It's fine. Anyone else want a lawyer or anything else?
I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. Well done, everybody. We'll pick up our quest here in the Elven Woods on the way to find a necromancer's lair and hopefully not get conned by more leprechauns. Is that why they call them leprechauns? Because they're lepers and they con you?
Don't
They are
think so.
lepers?
I don't
No,
think so.
but why not?
Why? Okay.
One of these days, I'm going to use my 75 points in pickpockets, I swear.
That's
wait.
really where
We're gonna need to get the MacGuffin
knives
from like
got
the
it.
antagonist who doesn't know we're in the room, and you're gonna be there for us.
Well, pickpockets is made for is also the role you make for sleight of hand, right? And I thought that like as a performer, there might be room to have sleight of hand, and it has literally never come up.
We'll spend more time in a town.
But I have 75 points in it, so like I am very good at it.
Nice.
Before we go, is somebody going to do a pre-cap for next week?
Ooh, right.
Ryan, you're complaining about XP.
I'm good.
Nyx, you were
100.
complaining about XP.
100 split between 2
How
classes.
much are you
No.
giving me? 800?
Well, how much did I give you, Nick, for the pre-cap?
8.
8, yeah.
Is that because you had to roll for it and you rolled poorly?
No, because it was 8 away.
I only
right?
needed 8
thought it was 8
XP.
away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll give you D500 XP for a pre-cap, but you have to roll it after the pre-cap
Okay.
for anyone who wants it.
I'll do it. I'll just have to remember what the fuck we've been up to today. Okay.
And it has to be short enough that it can fit in a single clip.
What's that?
right.
Is that minutes or 30 seconds?
I don't know. I don't use Twitch. I have no idea.
It wasn't a clip. It was actually a highlight that I made because yours was too long for a clip.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Knock yourself out.
Well, this session, after successfully defending Hearthhome from the necromantic enemy, the party left Hearthhome in the sure hands of one of the most able guards in the entire city to venture out and seek for tracks of the necromancer. On our way to find the necromantic lair, we encountered a gigantic snake in the steppes. Unafraid as the party is, some would say reckless, but you know, to each their own. The party decided to charm the snake and see what they could be up to. Unfortunately, uncharming as our party is, the charm did not go off, and we decided to kill the snake instead. Which was a great spectacle. There was plenty of mist rolls, a lot of fire, some squeezing. You know, if you want the whole story, you should probably watch the entire episode. Moving on, made our way through the steps, found the lair, like the nest of the snake, transported some very cute eggs away on sheep's back, we'll collect some skin later, make a note in the wiki somewhere that we need to return, and then we moved on through the forest, encountered a very handsome elf, who we scared off because we are a very spooky party, made our way through the forest to a tiny, tiny home, which was a leprechaun tree, where we successfully disrupted the cute couple in their endeavor to try and steal some of my magical daggers. Yeah. Made it out with 2 magical daggers back, some more tobacco and some less moonshine. And now we are very, very close to the edge of the necromancer's lair.
Mm.
There you go.
Very good. Okay, that is up. We will be back
Hold up, I got to roll, my dude. You're not cracking me out
I forgot all about the experience.
D500, let's go.
1D500.
Imagine if you get less than 8.
Oh, that was so great. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.